So for those of you who are seeing 11:11 in your life, my advice to you is to follow it. Is to get ready for an adventure. And to embrace it and say, yeah, okay, if this is destiny, if this is divine, if this is angelic, if this is fate, godly, whatever, however you want to describe it, then give yourself to it and follow it. Don't question and wonder what it means. Go with it and let it take you on a journey, because that's what it will do. So what is 11:11? Well, it's this strange phenomena. Call it metaphysical, call it spiritual. What happens is you can't help but look. Okay, so you're going about your day, and it starts, with me it started, whenever you look at the clock, it's 11:11. Look at the clock, it's 11:11. Look at the clock, it's 11:11. What actually is it? Some people call it contact, as in beings that they don't define as an angel, maybe as a spirit, or from another, people say dimension, another dimension perhaps. It's a sign from God. It's a sign from an angel. It's like the brightest point of the numerology of consciousness to I. The manifestational window that just tells you, just gives you that twinkling wink from God to say, hey, you're going this way, and it's the right way. So that's what 11:11 is. It's when this number just won't leave you alone in many, many different ways, shapes and forms, be it text messages, emails, looking at the clock, receipts, car number plates, you name it, it'll find a way. So what you could say is that it's just your reality speaking to you. You can label it as angels. I often call it angels. Then your reality is made up of mathematics, numbers and geometry. Yeah. So, and we know that reality speaks. We know it does, yeah. We know it has an innate intelligence. I followed it, and back in 2011, after following 11:11 a lot, 11th of November 2011, and I decided to fast on that day. I did a water fast for 11 days, naturally. And in the middle of that water fast, I was watching wildlife documentaries on YouTube. At the side of the YouTube video I was watching, a video came up about children in East Africa. And I clicked it. And it broke my heart immediately. I still remember the two children it was talking about. They were called Sam and Esther. And they had polio, and they were found in the bush in Uganda. It crippled me. It crippled me. And I got angry, I got sad, and I sat back. I said, well, how can it be like this? Someone should do something about this, is what I said to myself, to the universe. I don't know who I said it to. But within a matter of seconds, a voice came in my head and said, you're someone. So I sat back and I went through the notions. What can I do? Can I donate money to these people I saw working on the video? Can I help somehow? Can I promote them? Can I ask them if they need help? Can I volunteer? And through my tears, I began Googling. A charity did come up, but it was in Tanzania. I applied there and then, and on the 11th day of my water fast at 11:11 a.m, and I still have the email. I'll maybe put a print screen in this video. I received the email asking me to come to Tanzania and help them with their projects. And I knew. I'd already said to myself that I am going to follow 11:11 with everything I've got. So that's what I did. I got rid of my home. I got rid of my business and I got rid of my car. I changed my life. I stopped eating meat. I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped smoking. And I said, okay, I'm going to go. I'm not going to go and volunteer for a brief time. I'm going to move there. Something's telling me to go. I'm going to move there. I arrived in the middle of the night in the village I'm in now called Uchira, and I arrived to what was a failing charity. They were utterly on their knees. They had no money coming in. They couldn't do any work, couldn't help anybody. It was a mess. And I began to immediately question myself, like, oh my God, of course it's like this. Of course it's not working out. You followed a number halfway around the world. Of course it hasn't gone as well as it should, yeah? So within a matter of months, the guy who was in charge, who was a Kenyan, he left, and that left myself with this plot of land where I'm at now, 1 acre of land, a house, and the structure of an NGO. So I was sat in Tanzania, having said to the universe, give me the tools I need to help somehow over there, and I'll go, I'll give my life to helping, but I need your help. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've never been to East Africa. I'm just literally boarding a plane and going to a country I don't speak the language. And I had, just so you understand, I had like £10,000. That's it. That's all I had when I got here. And within 6 months it was gone. So yeah, that's my 11/11 story. And the story's not over. It's still going. And I've just decided to start sharing it with the world with a YouTube channel. So for those of you who see this, who are seeing 11/11, yeah, share your thoughts, experiences and comments underneath, because I'm really keen to connect with other 11/11 people.
Today is the 11th of November. On the 11th of November, this time last year, I had a Skype call randomly with a lady I'd never met in my life, and her name is Phyllis. And I wonder if I'll share this video so Phyllis can watch it actually. And after 5 minutes of this Skype call, or 10 minutes, Phyllis said, okay, tomorrow morning I'll put the money in your bank account so you can build the fence around your land. And Phyllis was an answered prayer. She was an answer to a prayer, and this is why I have such faith in the combination of humanity and God, because God answers prayers with humanity. You have to understand that. This is how it works sometimes. He will answer a prayer with a human heart. She will answer a prayer with a human heart. I don't see God as male or female. So it's just heart, I often say he. But God will answer prayers with humans, and human hearts, and human love. And Phyllis was the human heart that he chose to move to help us at that time, this time last year. And for all my weeks of praying and meditating, he manifests that conversation and that donation on the 11th of November. The first other person who is from the West will be working full-time on the project and has started working today. And that's Fritzy, who you met in the other videos. That is the first other Western person to work full-time.
It's now 2017, November 11th. From nothing, from arriving in this country with nothing. There was a point where I had no money and a laptop computer. By the grace of God, and only by the will of God alone, working with me or through me, however you want to determine it. I've built an NGO from that position of nothing, being in a country where I don't speak the language, on my own, without money, with a laptop computer. We have an NGO that provides full-time care for 30 special needs children. It's rescued hundreds of dogs, but currently has 70 in full-time care. I have 30 wonderful, more than 30, 32 wonderful
young men who have lived on the streets, staying in another centre that we have in town. This NGO has liberated nearly 700 children, soon to be over 700 children, I'm sure, from child labour and poverty and lack of medical care. It's built houses, it's developed the community, it's saved lives. And it really wasn't John who did that. Because the whole thing of 1111 was God's way of saying, can I please just take John out of there so I can refill it with myself? Can I take the selfish human away from you just to quieten him down so I can fill you with my love? And from my love, I can use the amplified empathy that you feel to help people. The raw in your heart which pushes you onto the verge of tears, which means you feel so light you can just keep pushing forward. Can I use that in you? But to do that, I need you to give me John. And I gave my flesh. I gave John. And John had achieved nothing positive. The concept, the ego, the collection of memories. He'd achieved nothing until I did that. Till I emptied my vessel and said, I invite you. Let me be my highest good. And that's the power of 1111. It's not a nothing, it's not a confirmation bias. Whether you're understanding or believing 1111 or not, it's happening. And I believe it's an integral aspect of the sacred geometry and numerology that is the fabric of consciousness and life. And I believe it's a very positive thing. In fact, I don't think I know. I'm 100% positive that that's what 1111 is. It is the change that everyone's been hoping for. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps us to grow the channel and with it help more children here in Tanzania. Also, don't forget you can support our work by sharing with children in crisis here, be it sharing for a particular need or even sharing one-on-one support for education, housing, food and medical care. It can be done for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a week back in the West after all. Just visit www.sharetanzania.co.uk to find out more. Lastly, remember you can also support us via Patreon, www.patreon.com/featherstail, and help keep us here in Tanzania to continue our work. The links for the website and for the Patreon are in the description box of this video. Love and light, guys. See you soon.